everyone, and welcome back to another Train Sim World roadmap update. This is the first proper one of Train Sim World 4, so of October 2023. And yeah, we've got a couple of new announcements, so pretty cool stuff. So you've got the little, this here, the Train Sim World 4 route. A really quick brief of what we're going to be going for. And yes, there is a new German route. Which has a very similar sounding place to what we already have in the game. So I look forward to reading about that. Okay, here's a little summary. So we've got a new route announcing our first new German route. Update on Just Train's Blackpool, Preston, Ormskirk route. An update where we're at with the upcoming features for Formation Designer and suspension improvements. PC Editor initial thoughts, photo mode showcase, and yeah, just sort of various other bits and bobs. So let's see, that was exciting, wasn't it? Welcome to the first roadmap since the release of Train Sim World 4, and thank you for all your excitement, feedback and patience as we've released Train Sim World 4 into the world. We've been so happy to see all of the amazing screenshots, free roam chaos and first forays of the PC editor, and of course start absorbing all of your questions, suggestions and thoughts. We're still in the early stages of checking through it all, and we hope this roadmap will hopefully answer some of those initial questions, blah. In this first week, over 800,000 services and gameplay sessions have been played. Wow. Okay, right, boring. On to the new stuff. Cool. Right, new route. The Dovetail Aschaffenburg to Miltenberg. Now, Aschaffenburg is, if you've played Train Sim for quite some time, you may recognise the name from the main Spessart-Bahn route. I suppose that's probably where the main Tailbahn, main Spessart, I don't know. Anyway, happy October to you all, and happy German Unity Day to all of our German players. We have a big fat Bavarian shaped treat for you in this month's roadmap. So we can officially confirm that the Dovetail developed route for Train Sim 4 is the main Tailbahn, which is Aschaffenburg to Miltenberg. Congratulations to you, because they did a little teaser the other day. So we've got a little sort of map there, and it actually looks quite cool. So you've got the Aschaffenburg, sort of hold the ban off up the top. And these stations, actually, this one here, Hoschel and Süd, we actually do have in Train Sim World on the main Spessart-Bahn already, and the sort of whole docks area as well, where you had the DBBR 204 DLC. So all of that sort of bit up the top, we actually already have in the game. So it'll be cool to see sort of what heads south. What's that? Suzbach, Kenwest, all of those places I can't pronounce, and then Miltenberg down the bottom. So could this be a bit like the Niddertalbahn, the Dovetail Niddertalbahn, maybe? Maybe. Full of regional charm and featuring the new sleek DBBR 642, which is a really, really weird looking train, as well as being ably supported by the BR363, offering a local shunt of services and freight across the route. We can't wait for you to wind alongside the main river on this diesel Desiro beauty. Set in the modern day and layering in the red DBBR 628, a recent addition if you own the Niddertalbahn, there's a lot of diversity and opportunity to explore in many different ways, particularly through the new and improved scenario, planet and free roam modes. Oh, and the route will be priced at £24.99, and you can see the other conversions there. So really that's, I suppose, maybe because it's a slightly shorter route. I don't know how many miles the route is. Maybe it will tell us, but maybe as it looks like a fairly sort of short route looking at the map there. I don't know how long it is. Was that probably 20 miles, maybe not even that. So yeah, £24.99 seems like a fairly reasonable price, and maybe they are going back to sort of the old price system. And we've got some screenshots as well. There it is. There's the 642. It is work in progress. So you got the West Frankenbahn. A really sort of weird train, but it'll be cool to give a go. There's another one there. Vegetation is looking nice. That's always good to see. I really hope, just from sort of here, I'm guessing it is single track, very sort of Niddertalbahn-esque. So hopefully it will be like the Niddertalbahn, where it's just so lovely. I mean, Niddertalbahn probably is still the most detailed route in TSW, so maybe it can sort of reach that level. But yeah, it looks good from some of these screenshots here. I like it. Cool. There's another one. There's quite a few more actually. There's another one. Another one there, the 363 and the 642. Is that where it's going off to the docks? Possibly. And yeah, if you really want to drive some of the route, Mains Best-Out Barn. Yeah, looks nice. You've got some interior shots there as well. And there's the 628 and the 642 together. It's a nice use of the 628 as well, sort of getting it, I suppose, off Niddertalbahn and onto other routes. Well, that's the German routes. That's the main Talbahn, which, yeah, exciting and, well, cool. And I wonder if main Best-Out Barn owners will have a timetable update which adds in these services. That's a good question. And before anyone mentions it, no, I'm sure there probably won't be a route merge because that would just be silly. Well, that would be cool, but yeah, it'd be a lot of unnecessary work. So Blackpool branches Preston to Blackpool and Ormskirk. So the Just Change team have been hard at work getting to the latter end of development of the route. And for the roadmap, we wanted to direct you to the development blog. So we've got some more screenshots. So you've got the Blackpool Tower there, which is looking fantastic there. Very iconic sort of north of England structure. And once upon a time, the world. Blackpool Pleasure Beach, looking really, look at that. I wonder if they're actually, imagine if you could actually go on the roller coaster. How cool that would be. What's this? Anscough Mill? Ribble Viaduct. So there's some really nice looking sort of, I suppose, iconic or local places of interest. St Walburg's Church, the Warbreck Water Tower. So some really nice bits on there. And you can see Just Trains do have a timetable time lapse if anyone's interested in taking a look at that. And there is a lot more on that as well within the Just Trains page. But one thing I did, which did strike me, is that the Blackpool Tower actually once upon a time was the highest structure within the British Empire. So I thought that was quite a cool fact. And at the top, I think that's the ballroom as well. So it's quite a structure, and it is based off the Eiffel Tower. So it's cool. Right, so Formation Designer, okay. Work is ongoing to bring Formation Designer to Train Sim World 4 and your opportunity to create your own consists and use them in the scenarios of free roam mode. And whilst our current priorities and supporting your launch feedback, we want to share some screenshots. Okay, that's what we got. What's that? Is that a Jubilee? I think that's a Jubilee. Or was that an 8F? Oh, is it? Yeah, an 8F with a maroon Mark 1. Cool. So you've got some custom bits and bobs there. So quite cool. I mean, that's basically the consist designer what we have on Train Sim Classic. Yeah, cool. Some screenshots and stuff. Right. Cool. Yes, I suppose that will be coming at some point. Yeah, I'm sure there'll be some crazy consists made. Suspension improvements. The team are working on what we can do to implement suspension improvements. So that basically means you bouncing up and down instead of just side to side when you're driving the train. You can see a first pass at this in the 323 in the training centre, but we still need to add air suspension to the locomotive, to the unit. It is very bouncy at the moment, and our train physics team will be continuing to work on what this might look like across the trains and that feature in the standard edition's 3 core routes. New Karnak and timetable. Work continues on the new timetable, which Joe is beavering away at. And yeah, that was an article from along. So basically, that's still a work in progress. Post-launch patch. Bremen Oldenburg. Okay, Bremen Oldenburg red lights. Passengers not being visible on Peak Forest, Lincoln Rhinestrecker, and Luzon Cersei, and I think New York Trenton. Xbox Creators Club access, increasing the brake hist from the Rotem cab cars, and Azuma Coach gangway is now connected by electrical wiring. Cool, and then in future patches we're going to have haptic feedback being too strong, missing collectible on the Rauberg scoring, imported deliveries from TSW3 missing layers, camera navigability, free roam crashes, and Azuma AWS and motor sounds. That's cool. So we've got some screenshots here which I suppose people have taken, which looks quite nice. That's obviously within the training centre, but it's still nice. Yeah, some nice screens. Oh, that's a nice one of the Scotsman there. Cool, that is cool. As you can see there. Oh wow, look at all that. Is that all the German logos? That's cool. Right, the PC editor. One of the biggest changes to come with the release of Train Sim World 4 was the opportunity for Steam and Epic Games players to experiment and create their own content with the launch of the PC editor. We are very much in the early stages, and thanks to everyone who's been giving it a go and letting us know where your challenges are, so we can tailor tutorial materials accordingly. Our first priority development-wise is to establish what does and doesn't work with creating the basic types of content. And we'll be populating our editor forum with helpful guides and frequently asked questions, as well as masterclass sessions with our developers starting next week. I think that's going to be a Rail fan stream. Cool, so they've got some tutorials on there. Oh, someone's actually started making their own route on there. That's cool. Yeah, that is quite cool. So yeah, people are slowly starting to make their own routes. And someone's even made their own loco. But yeah, that's quick. It's only been out like a week, and someone's already made a locomotive that looks a bit like the F7. Is that on a German route? Maybe it's some sort of German train, but the sides look sort of similar to the F7. No, that's cool though. The NoHab DI3. Cool. And someone's also made a P42 DC. I mean, already, like, what? Already? Leverage on usability. Okay, that's again not here. So, Xbox crashes are number one priority at the moment is resolving an issue which is causing some Xbox players to crash in game. Thanks to everyone for your patience as we are trying to diagnose the source of the problem. We're working on it but don't have a full explanation for what is happening and why, but we will get there. We generally use what is called dev kits for the QA team to review new builds. Unfortunately, with the release of compatible content last Tuesday, we've seen the retail kits behave differently to our testing environment. Okay, so yeah, basically there was issues. Okay, as a temporary workaround, if you're experiencing this issue, set your Xbox console to offline mode. But then you can't play Train Sim World 4 in offline mode though. I don't think that works. As I remember I lost internet when I was trying to record some TSW4 stuff, and it literally just said you can't play this without internet. So yeah, I don't know if that would work. But I suppose yeah, give it a go if you are on the Xbox. Player mods. Okay, so it's just going through basically what mods and stuff. Okay, yeah. Right, we don't need to read that. New York trends and performance. We've noticed some players have been experiencing performance issues with the New York timetable, with the updated timetable, and we're looking at the source of the issues. And our initials at this stage are reviewing passenger density, signalling, computation, and bi-level cars. However, at this stage, we are unable to provide any more information or detail, as yet New York Trenton is basically the Brighton main line of the US now. We've got some questions from the community. So, what updates do you have planned for Train Sim World 4? So first up, thank you to everyone who has been playing and sharing your thoughts on the content in Train Sim World 4. During early access, it's really important for you to provide us feedback so we continue to improve our content. We have plans to provide regular, smaller sized updates in the weeks after launch, with the majority coming from your feedback on our TSW4 core routes and core game features. At the moment, our priority is to resolve the Xbox crashing issue, which is proving to be a complex beast, and then focus on other improvements. This should, however, not mean the updates aren't coming for other content in the meantime. I actually had a little read through this before, so yeah, but a little roundup instead of the whole massive paragraph. Some people think the OHLE is a bit wrong, some people think it's off, some people think it's alright, some people think it's good. I suppose it really depends, doesn't it? Everyone probably has a different view on it. So we'll be reviewing feedback from you across a variety of topics, and as you can imagine, we've had a lot of sometimes varying feedback across multiple areas of the game, and OHLE is one of them. We have no current plans to amend other areas of the OHLE. The power wires are a relatively manageable change, whilst the horizontal spans and supporting structures would require every 3D model to be changed, a much larger piece of work across all routes, and they're assessing the options. Right. Oh, these roadmaps, they go on forever. Inside development, Train Sim World, and licensors. We've brought the Azuma to Train Sim World 4, and we've been delighted to see you all stretching its legs on the East Coast mainline. So as part of our inside development this week, we have something a little bit different for you. The view from the other side of the platform. As an approved licenser for one of the brands featured in our games, we invited Gareth, a graphic designer for LNER, to tell us a little bit about seeing their real life work immortalised in our sim. Okay, cool. Right. Hello, Gareth. Great chat. Please let us say what your role is within LNER and what that entails. So Gareth says, hello and thanks for inviting me for a chat. I am a graphic designer for LNER, part of our in-house design team. And as a team, we produce a variety of designs, creative, anything from a business card to a station poster to a train livery. And we are proud to have taken the talent in our team to create our branding in-house. In the team, we have all of our creative areas which we specialise in. I focus on customer communication at stations such as posters and wayfinding, and working with our engineering team on train branding, interiors and livery design. So how did you get involved in the railway, and what is it that appeals to you about them? I've always had an interest in the railways, going back as far as I can remember, probably spurred on by family visits to heritage railways when I was very young, and my dad being a keen railway modeller with a large layout in the spare bedroom at home, and I was allowed to look but not touch. Fast forward to leaving college and living in rural Shropshire at the time, jobs in the railway were difficult to come by. I was able to get an apprenticeship away from the family, from the railway in graphic design, another interest of mine, which eventually became a full-time job and served me well for over 18 years. Commuting by train every day maintained my interest in rail and helped kindle a real passion for good design in the railway. When you spend a couple of hours each day commuting with a designer's eye, you're always thinking about what you might do differently with some of the creative work that you see on trains and at stations. Eventually, the opportunity arose to apply to join the design team at Virgin Trains East Coast, as we were back in 2016, which was working in design and on the railway. Undeniably, my dream job. I consider myself very fortunate to have been successful in applying for the role, relocated to York, and have been working here ever since. For me, the appeal of the railway is a real mix between great people, both customers and fellow colleagues who work in the industry, as well as the towns and cities we serve, and the almost continual evolution and push for progress that our industry brings, which most of the time is just crap. Tell someone that you work for the railway and they'll almost certainly be able to recount a good experience or a happy memory from a time when they've travelled by train. And it's great to be part of an industry that can help to enable those. So how important is Azuma to LNER's fleet, passengers and rail fans? As our first new fleet of trains in a generation, the Azuma fleet is hugely important to LNER, allowing us to operate services for customers in ways that may have not been possible with our older trains, which means having iron inboard seats have been really uncomfortable. For rail fans, as exciting as our new Azuma fleet is, it does replace older trains, which a lot of people hold in high regard because they're comfortable and will remember fondly. On a personal note, I'll be a big fan of the Intercity 225, and it will remain special to me, both as a first model train set I received as a child, and as the fleet I was able to pay tribute to by developing our LNER take on its classic livery design last year. Back to our Azuma trains, they're not as interesting thing, and forming the majority of our fleet today, they're helping to ensure that we are able to deliver faster and more comfortable journeys for our customers and operate in a more sustainable way with a greater number of electric and bi-mode trains that we've had previously. Back to our, okay, I'm guessing that's a copy and paste job there. As a licensor, what considerations need to be taken into account when you're reviewing representations of your train in the game? I always enjoy working with companies who license the LNER brand and produce representations of our trains, especially getting to learn more about the ways in which they work, be it a physical model train to a virtual version in a game. What really matters to me is when I'm reviewing any representation of our trains is the detail, whether it's a model or a game. Ensuring that it's accurate for the fans and enthusiasts who pick them up is important to me, and it's important to us as a team to ensure that visually our brand is being presented with all the attention to detail as it is in the real world. I'm always glad when we're able to work with companies who license that. No, I thought it was the same paragraph as up there. Really happy that something that we're able to do is development of trains in World 4. What is the general process from start to finish of getting a route and train approved? Looking at the route from a brand perspective, which is the focus of the team I'm a part of, clearly there are elements to the route which we wouldn't be in the best place to advise on. our focus is on what I'll refer to our customer touchpoints for the brand, which are typically on our trains and at the stations we serve. All of the bits in between, as well as the technical aspects of the train, we leave to someone who has much more knowledge of the routes and our trains travel and look and behave and do all that stuff. I was really privileged to be able to pick work with the Train Sim 4 development team closely on the LNER brand elements that you'll see in the game, who made a brilliant job of taking our feedback and ensuring that our brand appears in the game. So I'll slowly scroll down and you can read it if you want, because that just goes on forever. Yeah. And there'll be a roadmap live stream tonight as well. Right, back to just the more exciting stuff, which is just the new stuff, which is just what the roadmap should be about. So, there's the Blackpool Preston, and the most probably, one of the most exciting thing is probably, the new route, which is, the main Talbahn. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Links will be found in the usual places: Discord, PayPal, merch store. Apart from that, that's going to be it from me. Thanks all for coming in, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. See you all. Take care. Bye, guys.